Call Reads. I'm Courtney and today you're joining me for another daily reading vlog. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Check out the content on my channel to see if this is a place that I just subscribed to. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for post notifications, and check out the community tab. I just got rid of memberships, and in the community tab I've been dropping my Discord link, and we are getting a nice little group over there just to chat about whatever. I have lots of different channels, whether it's like e-readers, general, current reads, YouTube posts, if you have anything that you're doing on your channel, if you do that, or you have a really good YouTube for us to watch, and our book club's over there. Our book club is kind of new. It's like our third month, and we're reading Love at First Sighting by Mallory Marlowe, and there is a section just for that. So if you're unsure of the cover or whatever, it's right there. The book comes out the upcoming, or in a week, next Tuesday. Yeah, the 12th. So we will be picking that up and getting ready to read it. Okay, so first of all, I want to address that, yes, I'm in another black tank top, but this is my standard uniform. It was an in-person day. So I had my work clothes and then I had my comfy clothes. It's pretty hot today and humid. Okay, now not too much reading has happened today, but I will kind of show you a new book that I just started that I'm excited to get into. Like I said yesterday, when I went over to Barnes, there's not that much new out right now. And so it's not a time for a bunch of new stuff. However, I found something on Kindle Unlimited. I also have some other books happening in the background. So yesterday I was reading Give Me Butterflies by somebody, Jillian Meadows maybe? I can't see the name, it's blocked on my screen. And I have no idea what's happening in the book. I know it's a romance. I think this is something in a museum, and I think there's something with butterflies. I'm reading it always before I go to bed, so it's like one eye open, one eye closed. We're figuring that out. And then I did talk about reading Into the Woods because I started this a while ago and need to finish it as part of August's goal was to finish up the books that I started this summer. I have not touched it again. So there's that. But have no fear because I picked up another new book because that's what we do. So I am reading a book called A Woman on the Verge. It is this one. You can see that cover. It is in Kindle Unlimited, and I was just kind of scrolling through. It's like my browse window shopping on Kindle. So I'll go to the home tab where it has all my like suggested stuff, and then I'll go over to the shopping cart and see what's going on, and then like look in Kindle Unlimited. And so this was there, and it is a literary fiction book that follows three women in different stages of their life. There is a mom, they're all like married, raising kids, sort of 20s, 30s, 40s year old women. So the first woman we meet, she is married. She has two kids. They're pretty close in age, and she's a stay-at-home mom by force, not choice. She actually had a really successful, I want to say like marketing career, graphic design career, something like that. And once daycare started and she had her kids kind of back to back, you know, kids were getting sick and she was taking lots of time off, and she was starting to see that she is the default parent. As happens to many women, we become the default parent. The schools call us first, and, you know, let me not go down that rabbit hole. Anywho, so she works out with her job to sort of do freelance work, and then they kind of let her go from that pretty gently though, and just saying like, hey, when you're ready to come back, you can. I don't think that she ever will come back, or there'll really be a spot. But she is now a stay-at-home, but kind of hates it, and not in like a depressed way, but just like in a very realistic way. Her kids, I want to say, are like 2 and 4 or something like that, and they are needy and cryy, and she's got to take them to the park and keep them entertained. They're fighting over crackers and snacks. And her husband works from home, and she hasn't outwardly say that he's horrible, but it doesn't seem like he's very helpful. And he is often annoyed with her in general. She has made that comment. This is just all in chapter 1. So, and so she, in this chapter, she's just kind of talking through those feelings. She goes to the park, and it really kind of resonated because I am not an outside person. I very much enjoy the indoors. I just don't like being outside. But having little kids, you find yourself at the park, you're having to run, jump, play, skip, whatever. And her daughters wanted to play ice cream shop, which is something we used to do at the park as well. And she was like dreading it because she didn't want to play it, and she just wanted the kids to get some energy out. And I can totally relate, because sometimes you're just like hanging in the background, you want them to do their own thing, and you don't have to be that involved. And then there's this, silent competition between mothers and who's mothering the best and whatnot. So anyway, she kind of talks through that, and I really resonated with that. Now I'm in the second chapter. This chapter is a woman who is navigating a single life, and she's going to, this is in the synopsis, but she meets a guy, and he's going to be married, and she's going to sort of navigate that situation. And then the third woman I haven't gotten to yet is parenting in the 80s. And so I think that's going to be a really interesting read, which is why I picked it up. It's definitely my jam. I'm only 11% in, and so I'm on chapter 2 and excited. So I'm reading that. I still did not get my Book of the Month Club book out of the mailbox yet. We have a mailbox station, and so it's not like the mail guy is dropping letters in a box in our doorway or anything like that. But let me see if I can find the book that I picked from Book of the Month Club, just so I can tell you, because I don't even remember. Okay, let's see. What did I pick? Going back, I was just talking to a coworker too who also has Book of the Month Club, and she wanted to know if I had gotten a book, and I was like, I did get a book. I don't remember what it is, but I did. And she was like, oh, that's so good. I haven't picked mine out yet. And I was like, oh no, like literally the first day it comes out, I'm picking the book, even if it's like not, oh, here it is. Even if I feel like it is a day ahead, I'm going to pick the book. Okay, so I picked up the book Immortal Consequences. It's a limited edition. It was $2.99 extra because it's a special fantasy edition. Let's see if you can kind of see it there. And this book is officially sold out, so boom, I got that. Okay, so it says, there's no eternal rest at Blackwood Academy, and to escape, 6 students must face trials that are deadlier than ever. So it is multiple viewpoints, magical, LGBTQ themes, 400 plus pages. So here's the synopsis. It says, welcome to Blackwood Academy, the legendary school located on the fringes of the afterlife. Once a pupil enters the academy's arched gates, there's no way out except for the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice. Graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite, or cross over to the mysterious other side. This time, though, the rules have changed. This decennial isn't a celebration, it's a competition, and there can only be one victor. 2 academic arch-rivals whose strange connection blurs the lines between obsession and hate. One girl driven solely by ambition, and another plagued by memories of the love she lost. And a charming playboy who never cared for anyone until he met the academy's newest student. Each of these 6 students has their own motivation to win, and their own secret to hide, but what none of them know, they aren't the only ones playing Blackwood's game, and if they lose, some fates are worse than death. So that's what I picked. I'm excited about it, and now I feel like I need to walk to the mailbox to get it. Okay, so the only other thing, and don't mind my dogs, they've got their zoomies and they're living their best life. Okay, the other thing I was going to talk about is I was like, I have not touched my reading journal, and if you watched my July wrap up, I was just talking about how the reading journal can be really, I'm finding it's not my thing because it requires a lot of like artsy, craftsy time where I'm like pulled away listening to an audiobook and like coloring, and that's just, I don't have time for that, nor do I want to. So I think I'm going to go back to my digital sort of reading journal where I just put the covers of the books that I've completed, and just have my record that way. However, I'm far behind. I'm only through, I want to say March, and I haven't even finished all of March yet. So in order to do this, I really need to sit and get caught up, and so I might do that over a period of time. But I really just kind of like to track the books that I'm reading, and I think it's a nice little collection to have the covers. When I did it last year, I did it for the entire year, and it was so nice just to flip through. And I could see maybe at one point printing them, putting them in sleeves, and like flipping in a binder. That's just my style. So yeah, something you didn't need to know, but that is happening. And I'm wondering, like, are we still tracking our books? Are you guys journaling? Or we used to have like the January current reads, like little grids, and we would all put our covers on that for the month. Let me know what you're doing to track your books, if anything. So I think that is the update for today. I can't believe that I am still doing these each day, so kind of excited, but I'm not going to jinx it. Tomorrow is a work from home day, so that will be nice. I was saying, because the hybrid schedule, like when I don't have to go into the office the next day, it kind of feels like a Friday night. So I'm kind of excited that I don't have to go into the office tomorrow. And I'm going to just focus on my work and hopefully have more energy to read, and I have to exercise tomorrow, so that is on tap. What else? Yeah, just check the community tab to join the Discord, where we can go ahead and get into conversation, and then check out if you want to be in the book club. It's a really low pressure book club where there will be no quiz. You just come as you are, finish when you can, and chat when you want. All right, well, that's everything for today. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.